Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we are. We have a very special guest today, Miss Jennifer Bradford.
Jennifer, thank you for
which
coming.
is not only a customer, she's also part of the family already.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
I try.
Well, we want to do a podcast with you today, just to kind of get an idea, you know, and tell our followers out there of how you developed over time. So how did it all start?
Okay, well, I originally was in the title insurance industry, so corporate world, you can say, and I was looking for something different. You know, I was working 14-hour days straight, sitting at a desk, and I was pregnant with my now 13-year-old son, and I started selling maternity clothing on eBay, and I named it Cru Clothing because his middle name is Cru, and I was selling his clothing in a sense, so I started onesie-twosying it, and I fell in love with it, and I started building that up, and eventually it, brought me to you guys over time. You know, I walked away from the industry, or from what I was doing a couple of years ago, and I went full force.
You became your own boss.
I did. I became my own boss and started selling from my house.
Nice. Now, fast forward just a little bit to where you're at now. What would be something that you say that during that process you overcame, or what were like the struggles that you had to deal with in the beginning of building your business? You know, just to give some context for those of you watching right now, Jennifer is a client of ours, of course, but she specifically, her sales channel is on the Whatnot. So for those of you that are watching and want to get more information of how to start your channel, how to sell on these live shopping platforms, Jennifer is the person to definitely get a lot of tips. So we're gonna try to pick her brain today and try to get as much information to help you guys out to get started.
Okay, right? That works for me.
And of course, we're gonna have Jennifer broadcast her channel, so you guys can follow. You can. I think you do a lot of shows pretty steady on a Sunday.
Yes,
Sunday morning.
Sunday mornings.
So after we give you all that information, make sure to tune in. Follow this lady, see how she does the shows, and then you can always DM her and get more information, because I know a lot of you guys out there, especially they're new on Whatnot, you're always having problems with the shipping, and she's a pro. She knows what she's doing.
I've dealt with all the hiccups on the shipping. It's definitely a trial and tribulation when you're getting through your initial Whatnot shows. I actually had my first show on Whatnot in March of 2024. Prior to that, like I said, I was doing the onesie-twosies, and I had become a part of the Whatnot app. And one of the most things that I see, and including myself, was the fear of going live. Mm-hmm. So many people have so much fear of putting their face on camera or holding up their items, and however that was, and that was me. It took me a good 9 months before I would even try going live. And one day I did it, and I sold some things. And then I went, I can do this. Right. I can do it again, you know? So it got super, I just started doing more shows. You know, consistency is one of the main things on the Whatnot platform.
Yes.
You know, I have my Sunday morning, 8:30 time slot that I do, and that works for me and my family. And then at the same time, my customers have learned that Sunday morning at 8:30, they know that I'm going to be on. And so when they need to get restock for their reselling shows, they go, well, I better be there, you know. Right. And I try to accommodate the West Coast and the East Coast sometimes, and the Midwest. Sometimes it's a little hard, but you know.
Well, you told me recently you're actually going to try to do a show at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I was!
To reach all the people on the other side of the country, right? Yeah.
I was. I had a couple buyers come to me, and they said that you should be on at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why would I want to be up at that time? Who in their right mind is up at 3 o'clock in the morning? And they said, well, they go on, and since there's a lot of people who work nights or who they can't sleep. They have insomnia. Yes. And I always think Whatnot's the dating app for shoppers, because
swipe
you're
left,
swiping.
Swipe right.
So when you can't sleep, you can swipe. And so, I was definitely thinking about trying 3. I might start at 4. 3 o'clock might.
I feel like Whatnot has like such a close-knit community that is not like really seen until you actually go live and you're like interacting with the people, and you're like, wow, you get so much support from people that want to just support your business.
Yes.
and it's like a good hub of people are just supporting local businesses. Well, essentially local, right? Because it's different
Right.
regions, but they feel like they're giving their money instead of to corporations, but now to mom and pop businesses,
Those of us
such
that
as
can't,
yourself.
those of us that can't do brick and mortar, and as many people know, brick and mortar's kind of, here and there.
Yeah.
Whatnot is that, for all of us who want to reach out. I like selling to smaller sellers, but I also sell to somebody's grandma who has 15 grandkids and needs, sizes 2T to size 10, 12 in, the brands that I sell. So
Exactly.
selling to the smaller sellers, us growing each other, promoting each other. There's a lot of community.
Gotta show the love.
There's a lot of community shows that people teach other resellers to come in and do. And, those that just have the side hustles come in and they learn how to do it and they do exactly like I did. We can't quit our day jobs yet. So we go and we find you guys, we find all the tools on Whatnot, and we slowly grow until we can, do it full time. If that's what you choose to do, I mean, some people want extra money.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time period right now with the evolution of like the live shopping and how everybody's adapting to this new way of like that seller's experience is coming back. People wanting to, when they buy something, they want to experience that. And I feel like right now, anybody who's trying to do like a side hustle or trying to do a way to make extra money, this is the perfect opportunity, because never in like the last 20 years have there's been so many opportunities to make money and making social media content and making and promoting your business. It's just so many things that are like you could say that are free, that we're taking for granted right now.
Yes.
And that in a couple of years we don't know how it's gonna turn out. And I feel like if people don't jump on it now, they're gonna regret it later. And they're gonna be like, wow, I should have.
The train has left the station.
I should have been ahead. I should have taken advantage of the social media. I should have taken advantage of these live shopping platforms. Right. So it's just something that it's gonna happen. Why not be ahead of it and learn how to do it? And in business, you constantly need to be learning and growing. So how was your experience when once you did your Whatnot show and you did the first show and you were like, okay, proof of concept, what was the next steps that you took to build up the logistics side and the vendors and the fun part, you could say?
The fun part, because there's a lot of people in the industry, and I respect it, that don't give up their vendors. They're liquidators. That's their go-to. That's their prize. They keep that to themselves. So for me, I went through Google and I wrote down all of these vendors that I just wanted to call. I was just going to cold call until I found somebody who was going to tell me, yeah, we have what you need. And I located one and I took a risk on a pallet. First, I bought a case pack. Okay, I've never bought a case pack before. I was selling maternity clothes. I bought a case pack of women's clothing, and I was doing it on other platforms. When I started on the Whatnot platform, that case pack sold out like that. So then I bought a pallet. And I was like, oh my God. Then I was...
This is working.
That's where I would say my husband's going to kill me, because he's like, babe, we don't have room in our house for all of this stuff. Where are we going to put it? Babe, we have the garage.
Right.
And he's like...
Move that motorcycle out.
Yeah, that's what he had to do. He had to move. He had to move some things. And then I bought a pallet and I bought another pallet. And... then I would just keep selling. So that's how I was able to build, And then I wanted to branch out. That particular place was no longer liquidating what I needed, and so I wanted to stick with what that was. And it's kind of, I forget how I exactly fell upon you guys, but you were on a list that I had stopped looking at when I found the one. And so I think
hopefully on top of the list.
Not only the I think I called you guys, and then I just randomly showed up, like on your doorstep, if I remember correctly.
I remember, yes.
And you guys sent me to the other warehouse, and that's how it was crazy. It happened so fast. And you guys are the ones that kind of told me, to do that risk. You know, you and I sat down and talked, and you had said about leaving your opportunities open along that, and eventually both of you in a sense saying take that risk, and I hadn't done that before. I had just been onesie-twosying it all the way down the line.
Leap of faith.
And then I get to your warehouse and I go shopping. That's what I call it. Go shopping. It's
like,
Manfred Day.
It's Manfred's Day. That's right. That's
It's
right.
Manfred's Day, and then my husband's gonna kill me. So we had to buy we had eventually, before I moved, our house. I'm still in the house. My stuff is no longer in the house, thank God. But we had the garage. We had a 10 by 20 storage shed on there, and we had one of those Costco like she sheds in the backyard, and then he had to build me a tiny shed. So I had so much inventory from you guys that I was not able to get it all processed, and I was growing so fast.
Wow, okay.
So
you went from onesie, twosies, case packs to then full pallets, then to pallets,
yep,
to your garage, to now a storage unit, and now to even
To a warehouse.
to your own
Jennifer's
warehouse.
got a warehouse now, yes.
So it's possible.
it is.
And it happens so fast when
It
you're
did.
committed and you're consistent.
Yes, and I listened to what you guys told me because you know me, I go around and I talk to everybody, and you know, he always tells me he'll look at something, he's all, is that what you're selling this week? But I want it. And he's, you know, you guys kind of keep that, I mean, you won't tell me not to buy something, but at the same time, it's like, but I saw this one for you. You kind of catered to, you get to know us, and, you know, he knows I like certain brands. I cater to my clients, you know, they want pajamas, I go looking for pajamas. You want men's clothing, I go look for men's clothing. You want headphones, you know, and then he has gotten to know me so well that he points me, he goes, oh, I just saw one of those, here, let me show you this and this. And that's not really, from my experience, I don't get that very much elsewhere. You guys really pay attention to what your clients,
We really
that's why
appreciate
I
that.
keep coming
Yes.
back.
You should-
Yeah, I do.
Yes, because I mean, anybody could sell you or push you to buy something that you might not do well, but our goal is to gather all the information and gather our experience with other sellers and recommend you what you're going to be successful in, you know, because you're
Right.
going to keep coming back. And or you're gonna come back at a way faster pace. You know, if you sell everything, if I tell you, hey Jennifer, this, we know that based on our research, this will sell really fast. Like let's say the dog toys, we know dog toys sell really fast,
Right.
and
Yeah.
whatnot. So hey, I have a pallet of dog toys. You know, this is perfect for you. You know, so we cater and we tailor fit each client into. Giving them specific products that we know that they're gonna be good, so they can keep coming back. You know, so that's what we.
Because different
We do,
clients have different wants. You know, not everybody
Yes.
goes into the clothing like I do. I love selling clothing just because some people are like, oh, I stay so far away from it. But you guys have also, since being with you, besides, you know, moving into my warehouse and getting our house back, my husband did get his garage back. He's very grateful for that.
Yeah.
I can park my car in the garage for the first time in over a year.
Nice.
That's how much of a relief it was. And I get to go to work every day. And because of that, you know, you guys, I come here, every 2 weeks, I think I'm here at this point in time. So eventually, you know, I'll be able to get that truckload. And you guys are ready and willing to have that because you do have them coming in.
Yeah, definitely.
So with being able to grow like that, we started a second channel because you guys have everything here, which is amazing. The toys, we wanted to separate Cru Clothing. We started Cru Collectibles, to where we're taking both my sons. I have an older son and a younger son. Their toys, because they have a lot of the action figures. Plus whatever, you know, we find with you guys. You guys have some killer. They have great stuff, you guys.
You know,
It's like-
it sounds like it's like a tree growing. You know, you sow
Yes.
the seed, you persistently, you cater to it, you take care of it, you water it, you fertilize it, do whatever you need to do. It's going to grow, and from that main branch, once you have an established following on your channels, then you can branch out. You can start doing electronics, you can start doing toys, and just branch into different channels and spread your wings. But that's all up to you. You know, you have to put in the work. You can keep it as a
Yes.
side hustle for the rest of your life, or you can do what Jennifer did. She took that leap of faith and said, "Hey, I'm going to go full time on this,
Yes.
and I'm going to make this happen."
Yeah.
And it's happening already. I mean, we've met now, 7 months ago, and the growth is just phenomenal.
Isn't that crazy?
So we're very proud of you for that.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
absolutely.
that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not easily done. So
No, you just got if you listen. See,
Yeah.
I watched what you guys, I asked you your story, and you guys told me a little bit how you guys grew from the storage unit. I wanted that for myself. It's like, yeah, you hear all these, you hear a lot of stories out there where people are like, I just started doing all this, and I'm great. But you guys actually started from the ground floor yourselves.
Yes.
So for me, I'm like, well, they can do it. And they did, essentially just like I did. You guys just started doing it small, and then you got bigger and bigger, and now you guys are 2 warehouses deep, and
Yes.
like that's a crazy.
Calculated risk. That's what that is.
that's the
Right.
fucking dream right there.
It is. Not
it's
many
just
people pursue it, because if you build it, they will come. That whole baseball.
Yeah, I mean, business is formed up of great teams and just processes and just consistency of just getting better and growing within.
Yeah.
And but we're really happy for you, Jennifer. And a common question that a lot of people ask is the shipping side of it, of the Whatnot channel.
Yes.
Can we go into specifics of exactly how you were able to do the logistics from the beginning to where you're at now?
So I started out with the beginning, because most clothing items weigh anywhere from, and they have platforms or sections. They do 0 to 1 ounce, 1 to 3, and then they can go up to, I think, 10 or maybe 10 to 14 pounds is what Whatnot goes up to. Most clothing weighs anywhere from 8 to 11 to 12 to 15. When I first started doing shows, I'd hold up one item, and then that would build. So I would have 150 I sold in a show, and somebody would have bought 5 items. So I take their 5 items and I put it in a flat rate box. That's because they pay up to $9.21, I think, up to 5 pounds of shipping, and then it kind of starts over. So that gave me an idea when I was building to put more items. What if I just put them in a case pack, one box,
Smart.
to a reseller, put as much as I can.
Right from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, that I can close it because it's a flat rate shipping box, and then the buyer pays $9.21 on the Whatnot platform. If you go to UPS, a USPS store, you're paying $30, to ship that same box. So if you do the Whatnot, they give you a great deal. But the case packs alone, then I can stand there, hold up their items, tape it up, put a label on it, and they get it within 2 to 3 days. So I kind of changed over time. I'll still do the single bundling shows. People just have to understand, make sure you're weighing your items. Like if it's a pound, then it's a pound, There's also shipping profiles you can specifically set up that many people don't know about. I just helped a gentleman 2 days ago because he thought if you just put 5 pounds in, it would do the case pack thing. But you have to specifically tell the profile that you want 1 item in the box. So it's like reseller profile, 5 pounds, 1 item. But you can have 10 items in the box. It's just it's gonna bill the person 1 time every single time for that 1 box.
And nothing is given. I mean, you guys have to do a little bit of research. It's not done for you. The more you want to get into it, if you want to be a professional at this, then you dig into it. You read everything that you can. You talk to other people, forums, and just suck out that information that you need to make it happen for you, right?
Once everything is done in practice, you'll get your own system down. But Jennifer, that's a great way to put it. The way that you did it, structure it, really smart.
Yeah.
But everybody has their own way, and depending on what you're selling on the platform as well. But the goal is to get as many items in a box to get the shipping down as low as possible, so your clients could bid as much as possible.
If they bid higher, they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, shipping deters a lot of people, and I try to make them feel like they're getting a bargain at the same time, that I get what I need out of it. My bills get paid, their bills get paid type of scenario, that's how I look at it.
One thing that I personally noticed watching some of these shows is that there are some sellers on there, and they sell their product and you don't even see their face. All they're doing is you see 2 hands and you see them show a product. Yeah. And there's a certain success to that. But I feel personally, I'm old school, so I like the personable thing. I like seeing somebody on the camera that I can relate to, that I can ask questions to, and they're actually answering me and not just some text scrolling down on the side, you know.
But
Yeah.
but is it, going into the subject of where you're saying that, let's say that you're an introvert, you're not a sociable person, and you still want to do this platform. These people that still do it in this way of not even showing their face, doing very little conversation, sometimes they're really successful.
Yes.
And they just have a system in place where they're just showing the item. This is what it is. So, I mean, if you have a certain personality, yes, it's nice to interact and you'll get a more other experience. But there's other people that like that, of just showing items and then bidding.
Of course.
Like getting straight to just the bidding side. But I definitely see your perspective as well, where you're saying that it's more of a...
It's a personal thing. It's more...
Me, personally, I like seeing the person's face, getting to know them, make funny. But I see a lot of people in the collectible side that they just show the Pokemon card and they just open it, and sometimes they don't even show their faces.
Right.
And it's just because of their personality, and just the part of the community. But yeah, it's just that platform, and now in age, even when you do your content, your social media content as well, you don't even need to come out anymore. So if you're an introvert, you still could be successful on these platforms. In other words, that's what I'm trying to say, by just doing the bare minimum.
So you can be a 350-pound football player showing little baby rompers.
I've actually seen it, gentlemen.
And nobody needs to know who you are.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of candy sellers, which I always think is great. Like, they're not showing their face, they're showing their product. And when you're selling certain products, the focus needs to be on the product.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Not the face. So, like, I would say if you're dealing in jewelry or coins, having that picture directly on whatever you're selling rather than the focus here, then the buyer gets a more clear and concise look at the item they're purchasing.
Detailed, yes.
Yeah, and that that needs to be put out there for that. Mine going and showing my face to all of those who could relate is I had a fear of public speaking. I could talk to you one-on-one, we could sit down, I could walk through the warehouse, have a great time like I knew you for a year. But once I got in front of the camera, any camera, even when I would do my meetings, because I was a manager of employees. These are my employees. Mm-hmm. They'd get in a room like this, and I would 10 sheets of red, and I would start to stutter, and it took me a long time and whatnot to get over that fear, where I was like, wait, I have 100 people in my room right now, and they're all watching me. So I have to learn how to speak clear and concise. So I just think whatever, direction you go in on whatnot, you could be successful either way. Like, as long as you just do it. Like, that was my thing when I finally had to tell myself was stop making up 50,000 things that could go wrong. Just do it and figure out what does go wrong. Because if you don't start, then you don't know what you're going to like. You don't know if you're going to like having your face or not having your face or doing, if you don't start at all, then...
Gotta happen.
just do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's whatnot, selling in online, whatever it is, you guys see that is a certain pattern that it takes. It takes a certain kind of will and desire, but you gotta just start. Just go for it. You started off in your garage, and now you have your own warehouse. We started off a storage unit, and now we have 2 warehouses. Anybody could do this. You just gotta have that
drive,
and that consistency and building, and then you keep learning and just stay focused.
And getting to know people. That's huge.
We're selling to resellers. We're selling. You're selling to resellers as well through your platform. And that's the best thing that you could do is getting that fulfillment of seeing other people be successful because of the business that you help them in. So it's just something that it's gonna help all of us in the ecosystem. And product and
keeps all of this out of landfills. Yeah. That's the thing is
we're recycling.
We're keeping it alive. I mean, I sell to resellers that, and we were just talking about this at the warehouses. I have a lot of people that live in apartments. They don't have the space to go buy a pallet or a truckload or, get a shed in their backyard like I did. They want they want a good case pack. And so they can get 6 case packs from me and be able to run their whatnot show, make their little extra cash to go get what they can. If that's a Disneyland vacation or if it's paying rent. I mean, every little bit counts, and
everything gets trickled down to
it does, and eventually somebody wears it or somebody uses it, or you know, like they'll end up selling to, you know, whoever, their neighborhood, their Facebook, wherever they decide to do that, you know. But everybody wins in the end is the way I look at that, you know, starting from you guys with the goods that you guys get, and then down the line we go. So it's helpful. So it makes it work.
As they always say, input equals output. The more you put in, the more you get out. And that's just the nature of the game. And Jennifer's done a tremendous job building her business. We're very excited for doing the podcast today.
Yes.
And we really appreciate everybody watching, and like and share. How do people find you, Jennifer? What is your Whatnot handle? And
so you can find me on any Facebook, you know, Instagram, Whatnot. I am known as Cru Clothing, and that's CRU and then CLOTHING. Cru Clothing is where you can find me. Pretty much any reselling. I sell everywhere. My live shows are primarily on Whatnot. And you can find me Friday night. I will be on at 6:00 and Sunday at 8:30 in the morning. So I'm super excited.
So guys, check her out. She's great.
Yes.
You can learn a lot. You can ask questions. Check out her show. And thank you, Jennifer. Honestly, thank you for coming here. And,
thank you for
really
finally making me do it.
Yes.
So once again, that's CRU Clothing, Miss Jennifer. And Sunday morning, if you guys have time, hit that button, go on Whatnot, join her, see how she does her, conducts her business.
Yeah.
And maybe
ask me all the
that
questions.
light bulb's going to come on.
Yes.
My husband and I love answering questions.
Yes.
You know, I love to help in any way I can, because I don't want people to struggle like I did when I first started. So
Well, that's the good heart in you.
right?
Yes. But yes, you know, I mean, it just takes just getting it done, just doing it, you know, it takes that leap of faith. But Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Let's give her a hand, you know, thank you.
Right there. There it is. Cru Clothing. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so
much.
much. Okay.
That is wonderful.
All right. And that's it for today, guys.
That's it.
We'll see you on the next one.
That was
Tomorrow.
easy.
Yes. You see?